first on Guam. "2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year" is presented by Bank of Guam, Cars Plus, and the KUM Care Force. Hello everyone, Hafaday. I'm Jason Salas with KUM News, and welcome to the Guam Teacher of the Year 2024 award ceremony. I'm honored to be here as your host and to kick off this very, very exciting event. We celebrate our dedication and excellence of our island's most outstanding educators, the Guam Teacher of the Year. A little bit of background on the program. It was established in 1952 and continues as the oldest, most prestigious national honors program, focusing on public education and an excellence in teaching. The National Teacher of the Year program is chosen from the State of Teachers of the Year by the National Selection Committee that represent major national educational organizations. Now, each April, the National Teacher of the Year is introduced to the American public by the President. Foundation of Education will honor the exceptional teachers that have been nominated for the Teacher of the Year award. Now, trust me when I tell you that they have the ultimate respect and admiration of their students as they play an active and meaningful role in their community and school environments. Now, for the mission. They will achieve our vision by supporting student achievement, excellence, and the opportunity to succeed, raising awareness about the importance of public education to our island's future, and fostering community partnerships with the Guam Department of Education. If you're following along on your screen, you can thank a teacher for that with me. For the Guam Department of Education, anyone from our community can nominate their favorite public school teacher. Now, a candidate, as far as the qualifications, must be an exceptionally dedicated, knowledgeable, and skilled teacher from any state-approved or accredited school. Now, the candidate must be a certified teacher working at GDOE for at least 5 years. They should inspire students of all backgrounds and abilities to learn. They must have the respect and admiration of their students, parents, as well as their colleagues. They must play an active and meaningful role in the community as well as in their school environment. They must demonstrate poise. They must be articulate and must possess the energy to withstand a taxing schedule. You know this. And the teacher must have the endorsement or his or her school principal. Now, before we get started with tonight's festivities, ladies and gentlemen, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks and siduos masi to our very generous sponsors who make tonight's program possible. Cars Plus, the Bank of Guam, and from here at KUM, we thank you. All right, next, we do have a live audience that is outside our Harmon studios who are, trust me when I tell you, anxiously awaiting the announcement of this year's winners. There they are right now. They have come from all over the island, and they are supporting each of the 6 finalists we have. And let's check in on them now. We see there on one side, and I see a lot of green and a lot of gold. That is obviously a very, very JFK supporting crowd. So that is a live studio shot right outside our Harmon studios. And you see there, of course, in the back, the 2024 Hyundai Kona, which the Teacher of the Year will ultimately win. So a very, very anxious crowd, and we hope you, watching at home or watching the live stream, are excited as well. Now, before we meet our finalists, we would like to welcome our acting superintendent of the Guam Department of Education, the esteemed Dr. Judy Wanpat, to share a few words.
Buenas and Hafaday. I want to congratulate all the 12 teacher candidates who were nominated to the Teacher of the Year program. You all went through a rigorous process, and you all did well. Your dedication to teaching brings honor and prestige to the profession. You are all exceptionally dedicated, knowledgeable, and skilled teachers. You inspire students of all backgrounds and are respected by your students, your parents, and your colleagues. I want to especially congratulate the 6 teachers who made it to the semifinals. One of you will be selected as the Guam Teacher of the Year. You will represent our teachers in the nation, and you will represent Guam. I want to also thank our wonderful sponsors for believing in our teachers. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts to the Bank of Guam, to Cars Plus, and last but not the least, to KUAM. You have all made this worthy program possible. Zahu also besengani hamzu na undongklu na si Diyos maasi ginin hami gi Departamento Edukasyon para todo ifamagoonta. Si Diyos maasi.
Once again, our acting superintendent of GDOE, Dr. Judy Wanpat, herself a very accomplished educator. That was a very heartfelt message. Thank you very much. All right, next we welcome Dr. Mary Okada, the chairwoman of the Guam Education Board.
Buenas and Hafa Day. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." So today we'd like to give special recognition to the 6 finalists in the Guam Teacher of the Year. On behalf of the Guam Education Board, we'd like to thank all teachers for your dedication, your commitment, your inspiration to help build the lives of our children. So once again, congratulations to all the applicants and all the candidates, and most especially to our Teacher of the Year. Sidus Maasi.
And Sidus Maasi to you, Dr. Okada. Now, it goes without saying, my friends, that the foundation has played an instrumental role in making this evening possible. Let's welcome Maria Leongaro.
The Foundation for Public Education was incorporated in 2014 as a way to bridge financial support from the private sector to our island's public schools. We believe that a thriving public school system is the key to our island's long-term success. One of the first initiatives that we rallied around is the GDOE Teacher of the Year program. With support from the Foundation, we have been able to bring greater awareness of this prestigious award to the community. With help from our generous sponsors, we have been able to ensure that our Guam Teacher of the Year is consistently able to travel to Washington, D.C. to participate in the National Teacher of the Year Conference. In addition, we are able to ensure that our winner and all the finalists are showered with various perks and goodies as a show of gratitude for their passionate work and the positive impact they are having on our kids. To this evening's honorees, you are the best of the best, the cream of the crop, as they say. Only one of you will take home the prize, but each of you are an inspiration to your students, your fellow teachers, administrators, and the entire community. Thank you for your commitment to excellence and pride in your profession. On behalf of the Foundation for Public Education, Undankulu na Sidus Maasi, and best wishes to all the candidates.
Very well done, Maria. Thank you very much. All right, now it is time to meet our 6 finalists. Each of these wonderful, wonderful teachers have worked tirelessly to showcase their skills and talents. And tonight, we're going to let you know them a little bit better. Without further delay, our first finalist in no particular order is Miss Joni Lincinikos. She is from Maria Ulloa Elementary School in Dededo.
My favorite subject is reading. I love it when we're done with the lesson or we've come how many lessons in and then you have them go and read independently and they can do it. And what's the icing on the cake is they're willing to help others. Allowing them to make mistakes, right? That's part of learning. As long as they know and they have the confidence to try again and that resiliency to try again and resubmit their work and correct their errors. I keep up with technology by doing my own additional research as well, online research, and what's great too is the department has been very good with providing us with additional professional development. When new research comes out as well, I apply to attend conferences through the department, and I went to one in December and it was just such a great experience to go out and network and learn new strategies and that we can bring back to our island. You know, every school year is always different, right? You never have the same group of students. So every school year, we always have to adjust. It may not be in the beginning, it may be in the middle, or even at the end. So even this school year, based on the dynamics of my classroom, the learning styles, and my students' behavior, I'm having to adjust here and there based on their needs and their learning based on their interests as well. What's great about our school is we love to collaborate with our parents through Class Dojo, right? So Class Dojo is an app that majority of us use. It's similar to Facebook. We can post pictures. So every now and then we have Spirit Week, I post pictures. We can post reminders and announcements. And what's great too is you can upload videos of skills that you're teaching in the class that you want parents to be aware of and they can continue learning at home. It also has a messaging feature that's great because I could instant message parents and it's a great way to communicate with our parents as well. A great quality would be patience. Some of our students, we don't know their background, where they're coming from, but we have to have the patience for when they come into our classroom. No matter what's going on our end or their end, if you have patience in the classroom, the students will be able to understand better and understand what you're trying to teach them as well. We do additional interventions and small group tutoring that allows us to help our students build their knowledge so that they're able to succeed. I'm fortunate enough because I have the Promethean board, right? So that's one form of technology. We use a lot of online videos. We've used iExcel before. My students are very familiar with that. We've used MobiMax. They're very familiar with going online to websites that I help them get to, such as Epic, where they learn how to read. We have Starfall, where they learn how to read as well. And we have other websites that I allow students to go on where there's manipulatives to help them with their math skills or reading skills as well. We are all the same. Remind them that we're here, we're all friends, and we're here to all learn together. My future goals for my career is I'm currently trying to get through my PhD. It's in educational management from Philippine Women's University. I would say I'm about halfway there. As far as for my classroom, just continuing to do research and avail of opportunities that not only the department offers, but for myself to build my knowledge on new strategies, new innovative strategies, technology, on how I can enhance the learning in my classroom to better meet my students' needs and interests.
And with me now here is Miss Joni Lynn herself. You emphasized patience during that little piece. You've been patiently waiting to share your story with the island community. So Maria Joa is in the house here, and let me ask you, because I went to Maria Joa for a couple of years when I was a youngster. Do they still have that little wonderful bridge that separates the cafeteria from the office?
It's still there.
That is my favorite part of Maria Joa. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's one of the wonderful parts. And you are now one of the most wonderful parts of Maria Joa, and you're representing that school community. So what has it meant to you, these past few weeks about meeting the other finalists and being able to exhibit, your passion for teaching?
It's been a great experience. This is something totally new to me. I'm nervous, I'm scared, but like we say to our children, right? You have to try. So I'm just here trying, giving it my all, and if I make a mistake or I learn something, it's even more better, right?
Well, you're doing a really, really good job being a finalist. And tell me, now 14 years on the job, all of them at Maria Joa, really quick. What does it mean when you see a young person really embrace the joy of reading?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world when you see your students wanting to pick up a book, when you see them enthusiastic about partner reading, when you see them put the skills in the lessons and the activities that you prepared, that the team has prepared. It's just so heartwarming. It's the best feeling in the world, and that's why I love teaching.
Absolutely.
That moment right there.
Absolutely. Well, we do have a special message now from two individuals whose lives that you have touched immensely.
I'm Johnson Augustine. I used to be Miss Nicholas's student in first grade, but now I'm fifth grade. She helped me get through all the stages in first grade by helping me find out what the words are. She made me a better reader by helping me read, teaching me, or using websites that we could go on when we were first grade. I want to tell her how much I appreciate her and how much she made a big impact on my grades. I thank you so much for teaching me and my old classmates in first grade, and I really appreciate you, and you should keep teaching.
Hi, I'm Amber Catherine Tongson. I'm in first grade. I like her class because she's a nice teacher. She is nice and she helps us when we don't know things sometimes. She is an excellent teacher, and I would like her to keep on teaching.
Mr. Nicholas is also very, very emotional. She's got some tears of joy and tears of pride right there. So what a wonderful way to start off tonight's finalist presentation. Now let's hear some equally uplifting words from our community partner, the Bank of Guam.
At Bank of Guam, we believe that it is the people behind an organization that truly make the difference in the end result. Teaching is a special and honorable profession that is not for the faint of heart. We entrust the hearts and minds of our young ones to teachers. They impart knowledge, provide guidance, and build confidence. At their best, a teacher can open a child's eyes to the possibilities of the future. Each of tonight's finalists have demonstrated excellence in their field. They have put in many years of hard work and passion. And along the way, they have earned the respect and admiration of their students, parents, and their colleagues. They are true heroes in our community. The bank's founder, my grandfather, Jesus S. Leon Guerrero, believed so deeply in the power of education to move our people forward. We are proud to support the Foundation for Public Education so that we can continue to recognize excellence in teaching and set a high bar in our public schools. On behalf of Bank of Guam, I would like to offer my sincere gratitude to all of tonight's finalists for all the important work that you do. Best of luck to you all.
Our second finalist is the first of two teachers from George Washington High School, Luke Jared TaoTao, from the proud home of the Geckos.
Well, in the beginning of the school year, usually it's always the teacher-led instruction. Well, if I teach a student a dance, yeah, they'll like it and they'll perform it. But when they put their energy into it, they're even more proud to perform it. And then they're like, hey, I made that up. Hey, look at what I made up. Look at what I made up. So it makes them want to do more. It makes them want to learn a little more. That's why I try to get them involved in the teaching too. Our admin here has been really great at implementing a lot of these techniques and a lot of these new strategies and stuff in our professional development days. It's not just them that teach us all these new techniques and all these strategies and all these new things going on with education. They pull from a lot of our teacher leaders. So learning from another teacher, it's a lot better than just sitting and learning from like someone from a higher position. In one of my classes, I have a student that requires one-to-one assistance, so she cannot do the same kind of motions that these students, that her peers can do. So I try to work with her, modify the dances just to keep her included, and I have other students help her out. She might be a nonverbal student, but if she feels like, oh, my classmates are here with me. I think teachers should be able to recognize that even though we have the title as a teacher, yes, we're the authority in the classroom, we're the authority figure in the school, but our students can teach us a lot. Some of these students have gone through some struggles, and hearing their struggles makes me try to change the way the environment in my classroom, the way I teach, the way I approach my students. I think teachers should be more understanding, more open-minded. So I think we just need to be able to make our students feel comfortable and safe in our environment. I had a student that wasn't picking up his work during COVID when we were doing the hard copy and the online. And his dad said, man, I'm so sorry. The time that we're allowed to pick up the work, I'm at work. We don't have a computer at home. We don't have internet. So I picked up the student's folder, not just for my class, like some of his work for his other classes. And I dropped it off to his house, went the next day, a couple days later, picked it up and brought it back to the school. I didn't have to put myself out there in the community like that, especially during COVID, but I did it for the student, I don't see bias or discrimination, at least in my classroom. But then, sometimes saying that, people might be like, oh, you're just blind to it. But I don't see it because the students in my class, they get along really well with each other. It doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, or what they identify as. My future goals, I just hope to stay in the classroom as long as I can. And I feel like being in the classroom is where we reach the students the most. I feel like teachers really make a difference in the classroom. You see the students every day. I hope that my students continue to feel safe and feel welcome and feel comfortable in my classroom. Every day I end the class with a, hey guys, have a good day, or if it's a Friday, have a good weekend. Be safe, be good people, make a difference in the world. So I end every class with that, and I hope my students know that I mean it when I say that.
I now have with me here Senor Luke himself. So, Senor, congratulations. Very, very well deserved. Now, the one thing I saw in that piece was teaching the Chamorro language and dance was so many smiles, not only from the students, but also from yourself. So talk about not only the academic material that you instruct your students in, but the environment, the passion that you create.
In Chamorro, we instill the values, right? Inafamaulik, respeto, agradece, hulat maisa, to put others before yourself, to make good with others, and to have respect, and a lot more values. But I think just building the foundation with the classroom, building the classroom foundation around those values, it really makes the classroom a safe space and a comfortable place for the student.
And teaching Chamorro should be fun, and learning Chamorro should be fun.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially if you're Chamorro. If you're Chamorro, you better have fun, learning your own language. Mm-hmm.
And GW is such a large school, such a lot of tradition, a lot of history. What does it mean to you to now be part, of that lineage?
Oh, well, I actually graduated from George Washington, so, Gecko by God, Biba
There you
Gualiig, right? So continuing on here and just providing what I can for the students of the next generation is awesome.
Okay, and if you didn't realize now, ladies and gentlemen, he is wearing GW purple, and it's a very, very, very lovely shade. And obviously, Senor, you have impacted the lives of many, many students. Here are two of them.
Hafa, my name is Tossie Maiden, and I am a former student of TaoTao. If I were to describe TaoTao in one word, it would be passion. I first met him in 2019 when I joined his outside group for fun. I've had the pleasure of learning under him for the past 5 years. He's the reason that I'm more connected to my culture. Not only has he introduced me to the culture of Guam, but also the culture of other Pacific Islands. As a teenager, you're dealt with a lot of hardships throughout life, but stepping into his class and dancing always pushed those problems away and gave me an outlook for life. I think the most memorable time in class was always the gathering of cultures. As a Chamorro teacher, he always taught with his mind, but as a mentor, he always taught with his heart. He gave all the cultures of different students a chance to shine, and he always had an yearning to learn new words, dances, songs, customs of other cultures, and I think that really pours out into all his students. Senor, you have inspired many and countless amount of students and people around you. In 50 years, I hope that I still see you in front of students, teaching them and giving them a reason to learn more about the culture and giving them a reason to be here today.
My name is Jason Tovis. I'm in 12th grade. I go to George Washington High School and I'm a student under Senor TaoTao. My most memorable time was when he got mad at me for the first time. So he was teaching a student learning a dance, and then I got up to drink water and I was singing and he told me to be quiet, and I was like, oh shoot. I never seen that side of him, so I learned my lesson from there. He makes everything fun. Like if we have to write a one-page essay, makes it fun. He gets where all the students are coming from. Like if you have a job, he understands. If you turn in work late, he understands. But he's a very good teacher, and he makes the whole class experience fun. The message for him is, I love you, sir, and I hope you win this thing. That's all.
Impacting the lives of young people in a very positive way. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Senor TaoTao, and congratulations. All right, more words of encouragement to all the finalists from our community partner, KUAM.
Hafa day, everyone. On behalf of KUAM Communications, we are once again beyond proud to be a sponsor of the Guam Teacher of the Year program and to celebrate the accomplishments of our nominees and award this year's winner. Here at KUAM, our news team often covers students doing amazing things. Things like winning national contests, awards, and recognition in areas such as STEM, the arts, culture, speech and debate, history, and many more. Many of these students continue to accomplish so much in their academic careers and even beyond at the professional level. Their achievements are your achievements too. Your encouragement, guidance, cultivation of confidence, inspiring lessons and words have all contributed to these successes. Whether you help spark an idea, encourage your student to keep going and not give up, recognize a gift in them that would have otherwise gone unnoticed, or help them overcome something difficult in their lives, you are all deserving of this honor for doing what you do best. So tonight, we join the Bank of Guam and Cars Plus Guam in celebrating all of the nominees, and we look forward to bestowing this great honor upon a truly deserving individual. As your media partner, we are proud to showcase all of you, all heroes in your own right, who often don't get the recognition you so deserve. So cheers, congratulations, and thank you for all that you do to inspire young minds in our community.
Our next finalist comes from a school that's right around the corner from here in our Harmon Studios, League One Elementary Schools, Dr. Aldrin Kahigo.
The most memorable moment I had in teaching would actually have to be when one of my students left off island for medical reasons. And the impact it had on my teaching was that I reflected back on how my kids reacted to that when he was moving. My kids really felt sorry. They felt sad that one of their friends are leaving. And it's because of that relationship that I catered in my classroom, that I built in my classroom. I made sure that my students understand that, hey, we're a family here. And if one gets hurt, you gotta take care of them. It really made me feel that, hey, teaching really is an important job. Teaching is the key to everything what you do in life. Teaching is the first thing that sets the tone for what your profession is. So it really is that impact that I can make on a student. So it's that relationship that I built in my classroom. The way I foster love in learning is definitely making that connection with my students, understanding what they're interested in, and then using that in my teaching. I love to talk about what my kids do over the weekend. If they have any problems, can you recall a time when you felt sad, when you felt angry? And then from there, we talk about it. We problem solve together. We talk about the situations on consequences. And I always tell them my story. I always tell them what happened in my experience. And then as a class, we always just really, we discuss like, what are the good things, what are the things that we should do, and the things that we shouldn't do. And in the end, I always tell them, your actions will speak louder. It will give you consequences, whether it's positive or negative. So it really is just making that connection with my kids. When an opportunity for training comes, when we have an email like, hey, we have such training on these days, can you attend? I'm definitely for it. I go, I want to know what's happening so that when I bring it back, I can apply it to my classroom, but not just to my students, but also to the faculty and staff here at my school. In addition to that, it's staying up to date with technology. So social media. I follow other teachers in the States and I see what they use. So for example, I'm having issues with fractions. So I would look for something online on TikTok, and the teachers there in the States, they have all these ideas. So to me, that's another way of staying up to date. When we went from person learning to online learning abruptly, and then the following year, oh my goodness, it was difficult at first, but I had to tell myself, you have a lot of tools in your teacher toolbox. Use them. So during that time, I was able to use certain apps, certain programs, even websites to meet the different needs of my students. Back then when I started, DI, Direct Instruction, was a program that was used to help with reading. This student needed more than just that program. So I recall making connections to help with his reading. I worked with parents, this particular student's parents. We worked over the weekend. I would meet with that student and I would show parents how to teach his student how to read the DI style. So I always tell parents that I need, we're partners in your child's education, so it's very important that you and I work together. One of my future goals really is to teach at the university because I personally feel that there's a big disconnect from the university and the public schools. For some reason, like when we have student teachers or when new teachers come into the school system, it's like a culture shock to them. So in my head, I was like, why is it a culture shock when you're given that foundation in the university? So really, I think they need to have an instructor who's been in this system so that they can prepare them once they move into their schoolwork site. In terms of my students, I really want them to leave Liguan or even at least my classrooms to become better citizens. I really want them to care about the world. I want them to be empathetic about other people and their feelings because right now the world is full of hate, right? So much crime's going on. But I really instill in my students that once you step out of the classroom, once you step out of the school, no one has control of your behavior but yourself. I always teach them about consequences. I always teach them about positive consequences. And I always use myself as an example. I worked really hard to where I am today. And at the end of the year, even at the end of your elementary school year, I hope that I have impacted you in a positive way where you can reach your goals as long as you set your mind to it.
And the good doctor joins me right now on the KUM set, Aldrin Kahigo. Congratulations, Doc.
Thank you so much.
All right, very well deserved. May I just say the one thing that really impacted me about that piece on you wasn't about what you were saying directly, but that wonderful message in the background, every day counts. Obviously that applies to mathematics, but can you tell me about what that philosophy means to you and how you pass it on to your students more broadly in life?
Funny enough, that everyday counts was supposed to be like a routine for my kids where we talk about the calendar, we talk about tens and ones, but for this particular year, we shaped it where we talked about how our lives every day changes. We go through different challenges, and I take that opportunity to teach the kids, like, hey, there are consequences, there's good and bad consequences. This particular year, I took away the calendar. I took it to where every day, every Monday, especially Monday after the weekend, we share each other's weekends and we basically talk. We just get to know each other. We get to know each other better, and I'm able to use what they share to my teaching. So I use it to my advantage.
Very nice. So let's go see some of Dr. Kahigo's very fine work from a former student who he has inspired, who wants to share some words of support to this finalist.
Hi, my name is Quinn Reyes. I'm a former student of Dr. Kahigo 10 years ago, first grade class of 2013. Dr. Kahigo made a huge impact on my life. He's very supportive and he continues to be supportive to this day, despite not being at the school anymore. He's always encouraged me to do my best, and he does that for every student he has. He never puts any student down, and he makes everyone feel good about themselves. And his approach to teaching is very optimistic, so I've always loved going to his class every single day, and I was really sad when I had to leave. I will never forget how Dr. Kahigo used everything that I've learned from kinder and pre-K. He used it and he built it to be something that I can use now. He's the reason why I love to read, and my bookshelf was never empty. Everything that I learned about reading came from him, and I'm very appreciative of that. And just the way he talks to students and makes them love to learn, I'll never forget anything about him. I can't name one person who has had a bad experience in his class because he's just such an amazing teacher. Dr. Kahigo, thank you for everything you've done for me through the years, from when I first became your student to today. Everything you've done for me is just so amazing, and I am so grateful that you're still so excited to see me and all your other students whenever we come and see you, whenever we visit you. I'm also very proud of you. You went from Mr. Kahigo to Dr. Kahigo, and I'm very, very proud of you for that. And once again, I thank you for everything you've done for me.
My name is Jose De La Rosa, and I am a third grade student of Dr. Kahigo. I like Dr. Kahigo's class because we have lots of fun activities and we do a lot of dancing. I'm learning from Dr. Kahigo like how to do fractions and like division. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Kahigo for being such an awesome teacher, and I hope that you win the 2024 Teacher of the Year.
What an unbelievably amazing tribute. All right, everybody, we are at the halfway point for our finalists. You know what? The unofficial sponsor of tonight's show is the tissue, because there's a lot of tears here in very positive ways. We're going to hear from some of our official sponsors now, but when we come back, we will meet another GW Gecko finalist. Please stay tuned.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
Over 4. Let's raise our hands if we understand. Oh wait, Sam. I saw you were having a hard time with today's lesson. Why don't you stay back? I can help you with the lesson.
Okay, Mr. Rep.
She's so cute. Look, she's playing teacher. This is a good sign.
Did everybody understand it?
Remember, there are 5 R's instead of 3, which consists of... Nice. Bye, everyone. Be safe. Oh, is everything okay?
Yes, I just want to give you something. I hope you like it. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
KUAM TV8 is now streaming on Peacock.
Live?
Live. Get your local news,
Half a Day, I'm Matsuki Hirayama.
and favorite local shows, plus your favorite NBC shows, live sports, new movies, and so much more. All in one place.
All that and KWIM News too?
That's right.
Even my show too?
Yes! For your smart TV, computer, or even phone, any way you watch for less than $10 per month. Visit peacocktv.com/local or
...2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year is presented by Bank of Guam, Cars Plus, and the KUAM Care Force. Welcome back, my friends. Our next finalist is another GW high school teacher, the lovely Joy James Ada.
I actually used to teach at Agata Johnston Middle School, and I taught language arts. And so I had this student come in the middle of class, in the middle of the school year, and he was really quiet, really withdrawn. You could just tell he wasn't comfortable having been transferred into a new school and new environment. And the whole year, you know, he really struggled to open up in my class. But I kept trying to just work with him, be patient, give him time to really learn and be able to catch up on his own. Gave him a lot of room to adjust and adapt. And then what happened was, fast forward a few years, I transferred here to GW, and I was teaching choir here. And I remember it was because the doors were open because of COVID. So he would come here and he would be filling up this water at the water fountain. And he'd be like, Miss Ada, how can I get into your class? And then turns out he auditions, he's in my honor choir. But actually here, when he's come into this class, he's a completely different person. For me, what's important in maintaining that constant growth and development as a teacher is just staying in touch with other teachers and trying to be as involved with any kind of trainings that you can. Every opportunity, if it comes and I can take that opportunity to train myself and grow, I'll take it. But what I've learned, honestly, the most is from other teachers, and through the technology, that's how I've grown the most, yeah. A lot of times teachers will do newsletters, so the class Instagram for me is kind of my newsletter of what's happening in my class, what's the pulse of my class. So at the beginning of the school year, I send out the media releases, and then I just post whatever we're doing in class, whether it's something fun and silly like a solfege musical chairs game, or whether it's something real rigorous like mastering notation or trying to actually write out notes and symbols onto a music staff. I'll take videos of that and I'll put them into snapshots and I'll put them on Instagram so that teachers and parents and even the students themselves can reflect back and look and see. And so that is also a way the students can communicate with me, because we all know email's not their thing all the time. So they can DM me on Instagram and I'll respond right away. I think that everything done in love is what is the magic sauce in a classroom. I think if you just approach everything with love and with joy, you'll realize that every single student that comes in your room is beautiful and special and has a dream inside of them that you have the power to unlock. The way I address bias and discrimination is my students know they can be themselves here. My students will walk in here and they know that I respect them exactly as they are. From day one, that is the first thing I say to them is respect. I respect you, whoever you are, wherever you come from, and I just ask that you respect me in return. And that at the end of the day, that's it. This is an environment where students can absolutely be who they want to be. The moment they cross the threshold into my classroom, they can just unload and be themselves. My future goals for my career in education is really truly just to continue growing. Even in the process of this Teacher of the Year and being surrounded by the different finalists and semi-finalists, I pull and glean from everything that I see and I try to improve myself. So I think every single year I try to improve myself. And as long as I'm a teacher, that's what I will always try to do. If in terms of aspirations, do I want to go to admin or something? I really don't know. Right now I'm kind of just going day by day, but I do know that I aspire to take my choir off island to competitions. I do know that I aspire to record some albums with my choirs. I do aspire to write some grants so that my students can have opportunities to further their educational experiences outside of this classroom. And so my aspirations as a teacher are not necessarily myself, but just to try and create opportunities that are bigger for my students to experience and to be able to have.
She descends from a very, very proud lineage of female teachers, the wonderful James family and Sablan family. So Joy James Ada joins me right now. Hafa Miss.
Hafa Jason. Can I just start by saying hello to my 3 kids who are outside, Kal-El, Lauren, and Jolie Bell. I love you guys. And of course to my students and my family. Thank you so much for coming. We love you guys. I love you guys.
Shout out to the support system and the little ones. And that is kind of the interesting thing, Joy, is that you're teaching what a lot of people maybe see as, as performance art, through music and through choir, but you're actually teaching young people, as you said in that piece, to make smart choices, to grow, to learn how to express yourself and to work with others. I mean, it's a teamwork sport.
Well, music actually is something that is natural for me, but I recognize it's actually not very natural for the majority of students out there. So when they come into my classroom, a lot of them are very tentative and scared and shy and nervous to sing. So I use the opportunity to actually help them work through that. And so in the very beginning, we actually don't just start singing. It's building a relationship kind of thing, building a trust kind of thing, so that they know and they understand that I'm here for them and I get them. And so, yeah, we're definitely teaching them a lot more than just music. But there's definitely a lot of music going on in there, Jay. You know me.
Absolutely. Well, Joy, you have touched many, many lives over the years. And here are just some of the students that now want to give back to you about how you have positively impacted them.
I am Michaela Mendoza. I am a former and a current student of Mrs. Joy James Ada. Miss Ada has made one of the hugest impacts in my life. It was like the most phenomenal thing, honestly, because I have such a passion and love for music. Her energy and motivation has brought me to never stop trying and dreaming of being a singer and songwriter. I'll never forget the words that she told me is never stop trying, never stop believing in yourself, and always focus on what you want. And it was music for me. My most memorable time in Agata was doing our little first performance. I remember the first time she ever printed those little Guam flag papers and we all colored them and used them for our first performance. I remember we had a little Christmas showcase where we brought our little hats and red dresses and shirts and stuff, and it was just the best. Miss Ada, never stop encouraging people, never stop being the light in everyone's life, and never stop trying to be the best version of you as you can possibly be. I and so many other students love and support you so much, and you've done a million times more things than anyone has ever had in my life.
My name is Ryan William, and I am a student of Miss Joy Ada. Miss Ada has made an impact on my life because she's been there for us. She helped us through a lot of things. All of us, we all love singing, and I think that's what brought us together, Miss Ada. My favorite time was the IMF Festival, where we all got to be with the band and we sang with them on stage, and it was a fun experience. Being in their class gave me the opportunity to be in front of an audience at IMF. I just want Miss Ada to know that she's the most amazing teacher that I've ever met from middle to high school, and I'm thankful for all the sacrifices she made for us this school year. And just good luck on Teacher of the Year.
I hope some of you watching right now are considering going into pre-med because, man, my tear ducts are working really, really well. All in positive ways. These stories are absolutely amazing, and we have much more when we come back.
Over 4. Let's raise our hands if we understand. Oh wait, Sam. I saw you were having a hard time with today's lesson. Why don't you stay back? I can help you with the lesson.
Okay, Mr. Red.
Aw, she's so cute. Look, she's playing teacher. This is a good sign.
Everybody understand it?
Remember, there are 5 R's instead of 3, which consists of... Nice. Bye, everyone. Be safe. Oh, is everything okay?
Yes, I just want to give you something. I hope you like it. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year is presented by Bank of Guam, Cars Plus, and the KUM Care Force. There are undoubtedly some Finalist Elementary School faculty members, alumni, and supporters, and make some noise because one of your own is a finalist. Here is Maria Patricio.
My most memorable teachable moment was when I'm going to think about this one particular student. It was a challenging year for me, and this student has really challenged me in how I handle with student behaviors. So this particular student, he had an array of different emotions that he was trying to learn about his self-regulation skills. And it also taught me as a teacher as well how to handle a student with behaviors while also teaching students who were typical in the classrooms. So a teachable moment that I remember is when in the beginning he was very frustrated, hitting, screaming, not getting along with any of his peers. He would not listen to me. He was very defiant. So I learned about him. I reached out to his parents, collaborated with them on what we can do. I was able to connect with that student, and from there, he was able to blossom in my classroom. His behavior shifted. He no longer showed and demonstrated those bad behaviors or undesirable behaviors in the classroom, and he was able to connect with his peers. So how I foster their love of learning is to really tie in their interests, always have those engaging hands-on activities, especially for kindergarten students, and also tapping into making it very relevant to them. I always make sure that even if they're little kids, even if they're kindergarteners, that they're able to do things on their own. So have them really take ownership of their learning by allowing them to do things on their own. Because as a teacher, we guide them, we facilitate the learning, but they do everything else, all the learning on their own. And yes, kindergarten students need that guidance. They need that constant assistance from us teachers, but it is possible for them to do things on their own. As a teacher, we're always learning. We're always learning. And with me, I always feel that it is so important. Of course, you can learn from our colleagues. So collaborating with my colleagues from my team. I'm a fairly new teacher, so we have PLCs. We work with our focus groups. And also, I believe the internet. The internet has a lot of resources, online educational resources. Working with the parents, with families is very, very crucial. I'm very open to the parents to communicate with me, and same with myself too. I'm very open in communicating with them. And with me, I always send out newsletters, pictures that's going on in the classroom, and I always ensure that if there's any concern that they may have, that I'm always here to help guide them through it. Being passionate about their craft, being a lifelong learner, and also being fun. Just being fun, simply fun. I feel like it's very important to love what you do. Because if you don't love what you do, you're not going to enjoy coming to work, and the kids will see right through you. Teachers should always continue to learn, to reflect on their craft, to improve on their craft as well, because it all benefits the students. I just finished my master's degree in reading in last December. So I want to really incorporate a lot of literacy strategies in the classroom and really fostering that love of reading in my kindergarten classroom. I really want to incorporate those strategies that I've learned from my master's program to the classroom as well. So I really want to be an expert in reading, in promoting reading in all of my students and their love of learning as well. Love for reading, more importantly.
Maria's here with me now, and technically, as far as career experience, she is the youngest of our finalists in year 5 of a very, very promising and already accomplished teaching career. So congratulations on your success.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I wanted to say that piece kind of showed me, now obviously you're not a PE teacher, but your class has a lot of movement by yourself and with your students, and you actually said that kind of, walking around, having the ability to, display yourself, like really makes for better learning.
Yes, with kindergarten students, they always have to move. So it's very important that we incorporate different kinds of hands-on activities for our kindergartners to stay focused. They have a lot of energy, so as a kindergarten teacher, it's very important that you have that energy to have them engage in the lesson. So it's very important that we have those different strategies to do that.
Your classroom was also unbelievably colorful. I saw like all the posters and the inspirational messages and the signs. It's a beautiful classroom. What does that mean, like establishing that environment?
Yes, I try to make it a very positive learning environment for my kindergarten students so that when they come, it's like their second home. So it's very important that they come inside feeling like seeing all the different colors, the pastel colors, that they feel safe in my classroom and that learning in the classroom would be really, really fun.
All right, well, here is some of that fun from Maria's students who want to share their appreciation for her.
My name is Kira Flores. I used to be in, say, Miss Patricia's class. What I liked with Miss Patricia's class was when she was making us dance inside her class. I want to say to Miss Patricia that she is the best teacher whenever I was inside kindergarten, and she always helped me. Good luck, Miss Patricia. I say to Paris. I'm playing Darwin in Miss Pistol class. I like Miss Pistol. Miss Pistol made me confident in myself. Thank you, Mr. Pistol. Help me go.
All right, we are going to move to our last but certainly not least finalist, Miss Colette Beausoleil from JFK High School, home of the Islanders.
I foster a love of learning, I believe, by being one who really does enjoy the classroom and enjoy seeing kids learn. I enjoy learning right along with them. I have teams in here right now doing things I knew nothing about, designing exoskeletons, this payload for this NASA mission. When you don't know what you're really doing and you're having to learn right alongside the students, it helps them to see how wonderful learning is. Adapting the teaching style and the classroom environment is something that just comes naturally by understanding where students begin the process in your classroom. And just getting to know them early on and recognizing strengths and areas of growth and trying to make sure that activities are set up in a way that don't set a student up for failure, to set them up for success. So recognizing what they need early on and then developing their trust that they will be helped, they will be supported throughout the process. So I think the first step is just really early recognition of each of the learners that come through that door. I work with the parents and the guardians and the students through various means. It could be in person, could be via email, whatever works for the family. And I really do try to make as many adjustments and adaptations as necessary so that every student is able to succeed. And not all students have the same starting point. And so students have different challenges, families have different challenges, and as educators in today's world, we really do have to be cognizant of the challenges families face and work to recognize what we need to be providing so that their children can be successful. I think the most important qualities for teachers to possess is compassion and empathy. You really do have to care for the people that you're working with, and that you have to love what you do and you have to love the people that you're working with. And I think that much of education focuses on more mechanical aspects of the practice, but I believe that what separates people is teachers that are very successful with compassion. The students, they understand the families, and they work to make those learning experiences valuable and address every learner. I think I've gone above and beyond the expectations of the regular classroom on many occasions, most specifically tied to these STEM activities that our school has been engaged with for the past dozen years or so. Years ago, I had a team, and one of the students is, well, two of the students are on that picture over there hanging on the wall. They were freshmen, and they actually reached a high level of performance in an online bridge contest. So the principal, Dr. Damos, and I were here at the school in the middle of the night so that those two freshmen could compete in that contest. And I can't recall now if it was midnight that we showed up and then they modeled until 2, or if they showed up at 2 and we went till 4. But those are examples of the commitment, the above and beyond, and just when people in the States say, well, this time is probably not going to work for you, I'm like, no, we'll be there. And I guess that's how I go above and beyond. In the classroom, the issue of bias or discrimination is really not a problem. The students here are very welcoming of others. As a school, I'm involved with measures to try to improve the culture and attitudes of all students in our hallways. So I have one rule, and it's really simple. They always say, make sure you have your classroom rules posted. And so the first day of school, I post it, it's Gai Respetu. And I tell them, everybody knows what this means. You've all had your tomorrow class. So in my classroom, that's day 1, rule 1, and the only rule. And I don't have problems. Well, some of the immediate goals for the future stem from our action plan, as I just mentioned, with regards to the WASC accreditation process. So as a school, we are looking at implementing some new programs to address learners that are struggling with mathematics. So I'm very excited to play a role in helping with that as a member of the school leadership team. So in the next few years, we really do believe that we will see the outcomes that we envision through this plan, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
And the very lovely Colette is joining me now. Congratulations, very well deserved.
Thank you very much, Jason.
All right, absolutely. Now you teach young minds, to challenge, conventional wisdom, to solve problems that aren't always easily solvable, to go against, the grain. What does it mean to you as an educator who's been doing this for a while? I mean, you were teaching STEM before STEM was a thing to teach, right? Yeah. So,
yes.
So what does it mean when you actually know that you've made that connection with a student and they have that aha moment, like I can do this?
Well, that moment never gets old. I think that's what just keeps me in the game. It's just fantastic to see students evolve as individuals, right? Because they just emerge from this cocoon as they grow and learn and become confident, and it's just the most fantastic feeling on earth. It really is, to just see that happen. And the wonderful thing is, with what I teach, there are many opportunities for them to do this. And even before it was a popular term, yes, I was doing these kinds of things, but it's great now because it opens so many opportunities around the world for our kids. It's wonderful.
Absolutely. All right, let's go hear from a former and current student of Colette.
Hello, my name is Joelle Torrey, and I'm a former student of Miss Beausoleil. Miss Beausoleil had a significant impact on my life. It was during my senior year of high school that I took her environmental science course. She noticed that I was very interested in the topic and encouraged me to research environmental engineering as a college major. I ended up getting a Bachelor's of Science as well as a Master's of Science in Civil and Environmental Engineering, and I am now a professional civil engineer. What I remember most about Miss Beausoleil's class is her energy. You could tell that she had a passion for teaching and genuinely cared about her students. So Miss Beausoleil, I would like to say thank you so much. You have inspired so many students throughout your career, and I'm very grateful that I had you for a teacher. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Danielle Marie Belmorris. I'm from John F. Kennedy, and I am a student of the Teacher of the Year finalist, Miss Colette Beausoleil. With Miss Beausoleil, I can definitely say that she impacted me to find a passion with my work just as much as she does. Miss Beausoleil, her teaching style in general is all about a person who is so in love or so passionate about what she is learning, what she's teaching, that she just couldn't wait to share it with those around her. And I'm thankful that she chose students, high school students, to share it with her. Every day, whenever I'm in her class or whenever we're doing a new lesson, she is so into what she's teaching that it has all of us captivated. And because of seeing that every day, I am impacted to also strive to have that kind of achievement or also have that kind of passion with the work I do. If I were to truly choose one, it would be on our first day when she gave us an assignment to, she gave us 1 or 2 boxes that was red and blue, and it was completely covered that we didn't know or couldn't see what was inside. So we had to pass that around the class, shaking it, trying to figure out what was inside, and we would talk with our peers amongst that or regarding that topic. And I think that was a memorable time in my class because even up to now, I'm reaching the end of my senior year and I still don't know what's inside of that box. But overall, it taught me to be curious, to question what is around me, to have a curiosity to see what more can I learn and what more can I do or see in order to achieve something better or something greater. Hi, Ms. Beausoleil. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for being my teacher and having so much passion and love with your work that you just couldn't wait to share it with all of us. I'm grateful for you and I can't wait to see what greatness you'll bring for our school in the upcoming years. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Thank you for teaching us how to be Beausoleil, and I can't wait to find out what was inside that box.
All these messages are testament to the work, dedication of each of our finalists. Congratulations to all 6 of them once more. And when we come back, we catch up with the reigning Teacher of the Year, Miss Stephanie Concepcion, to hear about her experience at the National Teacher of the Year Conference. We will see you in 30 seconds.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
KUAM TV8 is now streaming on Peacock.
Live?
Live.
Get your local news,
Half a Day, I'm Matsuki Hariyama.
and favorite local shows, plus your favorite NBC shows, live sports, new movies, and so much more. All in one place.
All that and KUAM News too?
That's right.
Even my show too?
Yes! For your smart TV, computer, or even phone. Any way you watch for less than $10 per month. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and start streaming today.
The 2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year is presented by Bank of Guam, Cars Plus, and the KUAM Care Force. Welcome back, everybody. The 2023 Guam Teacher of the Year. We were here on this very stage last year. The very wonderful Stephanie Concepcion. Half a day, Steph?
Buenas and half a day.
All right, wonderful. Share some of your experience in being our Teacher of the Year, attending the national conference in Washington, D.C., and just what the last year has meant to you as an educator.
It's been a great experience representing all of our educators here in Guam and having the opportunity to go to Washington Week and meet President Biden, First Lady Dr. Biden, and Secretary of Education Micah Cardona, and expressing all of our concerns for educators and being a teacher voice for our island was a really remarkable experience. That's the most memorable experience, and knowing that we were heard, because the next day at the International Teaching Summit, they mentioned a lot of things we said.
Very nice. Okay. Sum it. I'm going to give you a pop quiz, if I may. Right. Sum it up. Sum it up in 3 words. What has the last year meant to you? You made the choice to get into this career field and everything. You've impacted the lives of so many. 3 words about what the last year has meant to you.
Just amazing educators. For educators. That's it.
Absolutely wonderful. So, Stephanie Concepcion, once again, our reigning 2023 Teacher of the Year. Now, tell you what, everybody, we are going to do something really, really fun because Steph is actually going to give her words of encouragement.
Okay.
Please.
Buenas and half a day. My name is Stephanie Camacho Concepcion. I've had the privilege of being your Guam State Teacher of the Year 2023. And it was a remarkable experience representing our educators in Guam and giving a voice to our teachers and students. Lastly, I would like to congratulate the 6 finalists, Joni, Colette, Maria, Joy, Luke, and Aldrin. And I just wanted to tell you, as you embark on this journey, to continue all the amazing things you've been doing. And remember, like I said, success is not just about winning. It's about the journey, the relationship, friendship, and lessons we've learned. So keep your head up and move forward and keep doing the amazing things you do. You have the privilege of creating greatness. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.
All right, Stephanie, you've been a wonderful, wonderful Teacher of the Year. We'll never forget the contributions you made and that you continue to make.
Thank you.
Down there in the South. All right, please stay tuned. We will announce our People's Choice and the 2024 Teacher of the Year, as well as the prize packages they will receive. See you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
KUAM TV 8 is now streaming on Peacock.
Live?
Live.
Get your local news,
Half a Day, I'm Matsuki Hariyama.
and favorite local shows, plus your favorite NBC shows, live sports, new movies, and so much more. All in one place.
All that and KUAM News too?
That's right.
Even my show too?
Yes! For your smart TV, computer, or even phone. Any way you watch for less than $10 per month. Visit peacocktv.com/local or download the app and start streaming today.
The 2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year is presented by Bank of Guam, Cars Plus, and the KUAM Care Force. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are just moments away from announcing which one of these absolutely amazing public school educators is going to be announced as our Teacher of the Year. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you will follow me, please. We're going to do something a little bit different this year because, of course, we said at the beginning of our show that we had this wonderful gallery, an ensemble, an entourage for each of you. Many, many supporters, colleagues, family members, friends. So, okay, teachers, I think we're used to walking in a single file lineup. If you would, please. Yeah, yes, a teacher, especially you in elementary education. I think we've done this before. Yes, there you go. Okay, so we want to let everybody know, right? What are some of the prizes that tonight's recipient will be winning? The Teacher of the Year will get a 2023 Hyundai Kona, a wonderful vehicle courtesy of Cars Plus, as well as the Glass Latte Award. Also, a 90-minute massage session from our friends at Tenjudo. A $500 wish from the Foundation for Public Education. You could probably hear the raucous applause out there already. Hearts beating right now. $1,200 worth of a prize from IP&E and an all-expense-paid trip, of course, to Washington, D.C., courtesy to attend the National Teacher of the Year Conference. And an apple, courtesy from KUAM. An apple. I'm 49 years old, and I'm still kissing up to teachers. I've been doing this my entire career. There you go. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Stephanie, we got the special one. We got the green apple for you as the reigning. Okay, so let us go out there and let us see this wonderful crowd. Okay, crowd, I hope you're ready. Crowd! It is absolutely pandemonium out here. This is a wonderful noise being made for these incredible public school educators. Now, before we get to the Teacher of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say we also had the People's Choice, where people could go on Facebook. We posted each of your wonderful pictures, and the person with the educator with the most likes, with over 1,700 likes, from JFK, Colette Beausoleil. Congratulations, Colette. People's Choice. All right, the People's Choice Award is a staycation at the Dusitani, a one-night stay plus breakfast for two. Okay, and then, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we give the honor of announcing the 2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year to our reigning Teacher of the Year, Stephanie Conception.
Congratulations, and good luck to all of you. The Guam State Teacher of the Year 2024 is Miss Colette Beausoleil from JFK.
Colette, if I may, we were just talking moments ago, you're a woman of science. Probabilistically, how did you think this was going to happen? What are you thinking right now?
I'm just amazed because I've been surrounded by these other amazing individuals and learned so much from them. It's been humbling and just a tremendous honor to work with these people and the judges who we worked with as well. So it's just really humbling, and I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. Is there anybody you would like to thank? Maybe got here colleagues, past administrators, students that have gone on and come back and express their gratitude to you.
Yeah. Well, certainly my administrators who were instrumental in seeing me through on this. This is something I've not been comfortable doing, so big kudos to them, and certainly all my students who have given me such a wonderful career. And tonight, 2 of my former students were actually up here with me, so that was really amazing for me. So thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. Your 2024 Guam Department of Education Teacher of the Year from the home of the Islanders. Can we get all of our finalists in? Finalists, please. Join. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get all of our green and gold is in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Foundation for Public Education, for the Bank of Guam, for Cars Plus, I'm Jason Salas. On behalf of all of us at KUM, thank you for what you do for our island community, each and every one of you. Absolutely amazing. We appreciate you. We love you. You are each amazing. So thank you very much. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm Jason Salas. Good night. KUM